If your room was a person, would they know you? Yes or no? If not, it's totally okay. And if yes, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. I've been thinking about this question lately, especially with dorm season around the corner, and we have to decorate our dorms, and thinking about what I want my dorm to look like, how it will emerge my preferences with hers, how will they combine together. And it really got me the question, am I decorating the room for myself or to please others? What I'm like, the times of I'm picking stuff, the items that I'm picking, the decorations, am I picking it for myself or am I picking it for others? And I think that's what brought this video about, I guess. And I wanted to think about, even as a community or as a society, when did we start decorating our rooms for others instead of for ourselves? And I feel like I see it in a lot of conversations, especially in people who say, oh yeah, I just want my room to look like this, I wish, because it's they feel ashamed of how their rooms look like. But I feel like you should never be ashamed of how your room looks like, because that's your sanctuary. You want it to look that way. You want it to be a safe space for you. It shouldn't be the same as everyone else. Your room should be completely different from everyone else because you're a different person. Which brings me to part one, the pressure of being aesthetic. Do you actually like it, or do you like it because you think everyone else will like it? Oh, it's such a tough thing to think about because it's true. You know what I mean? Especially with all these Tuscan vibes, clean girl aesthetic, all this whimsy aesthetic, this chic aesthetic, this modern aesthetic. Like there's so many aestheticness everywhere, and the trends are always changing, and the aesthetics are always changing. And what's the preference? And if you're always changing your room based on what everyone else is liking, are you changing your room every 2 to 3 business days? Because that's how fast these aesthetics change. And for this, it always brings me back to when I was younger in middle school. I don't know when the rise of clean girl aesthetic started, but when I was 10 years old, I painted my room pink. You can probably see it. And it's been pink for 15 years now. Not 15, but it's been pink for 10 years now. I've not changed a single thing. And when the rise of clean girl aesthetic started, I wanted to paint my room white because I'm like, oh shucks, if I want to take a photo of something, and everyone was getting into their influencer era, and I wanted my room to be white. And I'm like, oh, my room white would be look so much better in camera. It would look so good. And my pink room looks so ugly and hideous, and the photos are really bad. You know what I mean? That type of mentality is really bad. And I realized that I was making decisions based on what I thought people would like or what would perform better because of it. Which brings me to point three. What makes a room feel personal? I don't know. For me, I feel like what makes a room feel personal, it doesn't necessarily, not everything in your life has to tell a story, but I feel like some things, if your room has to be one of those things that has to tell a story about you as a person. It should be like a history. For me, I feel like your room is your museum. If you are thinking you've never had a museum, baby, you've had a museum, and your museum is your room, and you've been curating it your entire life. It's practically the biggest project that you have ever done in your life, and it's your room. And I feel like you should curate, it should be like a capsule. You know how in museums it has different times and anything? Your room should be like that. I should be able to tell phases of your life that you've been through your room. They should be hints of you everywhere. You know what I mean? My room, I still have pictures of the drawings and the coloring books that I used to do when I was a little child, when I was 8 years old. They're still up in my wall where I put them in 5th grade or in 3rd grade because I thought they were the greatest piece of arts, and they have never gotten off that wall, and they will never get off that wall. I'm telling you. And I even have My Little Pony poster. It's never coming off. I put that up in 5th grade. It's never coming off because I just love it. Even though I outgrew that show, I still watch it though. But I agree, like it's a child show, but it's still there because younger me thought it was the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? And it was personal to me. That itself is so personal to me. I don't feel like I want to take it off. You know what I mean? And point four is your room is where you come home to. This is your home. You have a home, but your room is your home. And you should never make your room feel as if it's for somebody else. You know what I mean? Why would you make your own space visible or more enjoyable for somebody else where you're not even comfortable? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Why decorate it for strangers, people who only see it for once in a while, even for your friends? You should not be decorating your room because of yourself. Fine, you want to clean it up, but don't change up your room because you think your friends are going to like it. Come on. That's not right. Let's get it together. And I feel like your room, maybe your room doesn't have to be aesthetic. It has to be you. Let's not focus on aesthetic anymore. And I feel like it's totally okay to have aestheticness. You know what I mean? You can tell you have an aesthetic in your room going on. No, I do not, baby girl. I do not. Like, my room is a mixture of probably 5 different aesthetics. Like, I have the clean girl for my vanity, and then other stuff is maximalist. You know what I mean? Very whimsy. You get those hints of every different type of aesthetic. And I wanna, because that's me, because my aesthetic is not defined by one, it's not categorized by one aesthetic. And my room is not categorized by one aesthetic, one personality. It's categorized by me, and in me I have multiple aesthetics that I like. There's multiple things that I like, so my room is a reflection. It's a mirror of everything I like and everything I enjoy and everything I have done. And at the end of the day, your room is where you're gonna have to come home to. It's nowhere else, babe. This is it. And I feel like not everybody, obviously, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it or whatever. But at this point, we've come to a point where we're asking whether we've become too focused on fitting an aesthetic, that we've forgotten that our own personal space needs to be personal to us. You know what I mean? Or too focused on fitting an aesthetic that we forget that it needs to be us. It has to come from us. You can take inspirations, but don't take a copy and paste and just put it there. Girl, no. And leaving it in the final note. Let's be more creative with our rooms. I wanna see creativity. I've searched so many room decoration stuff, and everybody says the same thing. Fine, we all don't have to be niche and stuff, but let's be a little creative. It's okay to love something, but are you decorating it for the aesthetic, or are you decorating it because you actually love it? And I feel like that's something we have to sit down and really wonder when we're even in our own space. Are we decorating for ourselves? If you look at your room right now, is your room, as a person, you're a brand, and your room is your world that people can step into. So if people can step into this world of yours and they can't recognize and they can differentiate between you and your room, that's a problem. Your room should be an extension of who you are as a person, because this space, you can create it. You're practically a creator. Put everything that you want, everything that you need is in here. Put it out. And which brings me to my first point. If your room was a person, would he know you? Would he recognize who you are? Because if your room is a reflection of you as a person, if it was alive and an actual person, it should be able to recognize you by face, by scent, by anything. And if it can't do that, if you answer no, or you're like iffy, then something is not wrong. But we need to be more reflection. We need to have a little bit more reflection in what we're buying, on how we're moving inside our own spaces. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.